Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Dan. So, alright, I figured I would just talk about a low budget feature. Of course, it's a horror movie, of course, and it's a blast from the past. Oh, definitely. But okay, this might not be the most popular choice when it comes to talking about movies on YouTube, but I don't care. It's my channel, I'll do whatever the hell I want. But I like obscure low budget movies anyway, so whatever. Anyway, so here we go, I suppose. Lisa and the Devil. So okay, I just thought I'd talk about all these type of stuff. And before anyone gets ahead of themselves, it's not really like a pro Christian type movie. It's not one of those cases. They're just using the devil thing as a way for for crazy shit to happen. That's about it really. So anyway, I just thought I'd just talk about this as a way just to do something horror related, obviously. Anyway, of course, as usual, let's talk about the plot, shall we? So let's just get into it. So what's going on here is that there is this young tourist woman named Lisa. Of course, that's the title of the movie, of course. And the story follows her, this woman who loses her way in this place and spends the night and this is at this area and whatnot. And things get pretty crazy as you might expect. There's also this whole thing with his mysterious countess and her son. So there's that, obviously. So yeah, Lisa, she pretty much encounters this kind of a situation, and yeah, it's not really a pleasant thing kind of thing. There's this whole bit where she's hearing music. Of course, Lisa wanders into a shop where she finds this music box and whatnot. So yeah, it seems kind of strange. There's something going on here. The shop owner who is helping a man, there's obviously things would just get pretty hectic, of course. And this individual, let's just say, this designer of this dummy informs Lisa that the box belongs to this guy, this individual, who represents, who looks like the devil, and so to speak. So anyway, as the story continues, Lisa pretty much flees and becomes lost, and yeah, she pretty much re-encounters this individual who said it looked at like a devil and points her through this nearby place. And yeah, things get rather crazy, folks. Let's just put it that way. And it's not a pleasant experience for our main character. I expect not, because this is a horror movie after all. So of course, weird things are going to happen, quite obviously. So there you go, I reckon. Anyway, so there's that, I suppose. And yeah, this movie was a Italian West Germany and Spanish co-production, so it did involve quite a few people. So yeah, I do think that's a good thing, of course. Anyway, the film was first released in Spain in November of 1974 of the title of The Devil Takes the Dead. Following a pretty much lukewarm response, of course, the film was retooled by this producer who sought to exploit the popularity of The Exorcist by adding newly filmed scenes involving a priest attempting to perform some kind of exorcism, of course. So there was that. And to this possessed and the woman, this version was retitled The House of Exorcism, was later released on April 2nd of 1975, a year later. So yeah, there was that, of course. Then there was this one individual, another one I mean, named Mario, permitted the new cut and only claimed ownership of Lisa and the Devil. Decades later, of his initial release screening, this guy Mario original cut was released on home video, where it received more of a positive response. So there you go, a little backstory for you folks when it comes to this production, I guess. So yeah, the film Lisa and the Devil was first shown in a Cannes film market on the 9th of May of 1973. So there was that, I suppose. So yikes. So yeah, it has quite a bit of history behind it, of course, obviously. Lisa on the Devil was submitted to the Italian censors in 1973 of November, which had a runtime at the time of 86 minutes and 28 seconds runtime. Shorter version than a Spanish version. The actual version, Elisa and the Devil, was released theatrically in Spain of the 20th of November of 1975. And yeah, there was that, of course, obviously. The Spanish version of the film included a more gorier cut of somebody's death and shortened sex scenes, and part of the ending was edited out, of course. So yeah, the film Lisa and the Devil version never received a theatrical release really in Italy in its original format. So there's that, of course, folks. But from the version I saw, so I can say it was pretty solid for all things considered. I suppose I can't really complain too much. I liked it. It was still weird, of course. It's still pretty odd in a lot of ways, which I don't mind really. I like weird horror movies. This is how the genre is, of course, folks. It's just kind of bizarre in its own little way. But it's just something I wanted to do in a lot of ways because it's just a way to just talk about different type of horror movies and whatnot to discuss this kind of stuff. Because I thought it would just be a good way to talk about horror films from all around the world. Because as mentioned multitudes of different times already by this point, is that yeah, as far as I'm concerned, Halloween's a year-round thing. It's not just an entire month for some people. For me personally, it's an entire year. Well, that's me though. That's me. I'm just talking about some weird shit that happens, of course. Well, that's just me though. That's just me. Oh yeah. But anyway, like I said, I would recommend this for anyone who wants to watch some kind of crazy thing and whatnot. If you want, then yeah, go ahead. I don't see why not. Just give this a shot, of course. But anyway, I liked what was seen here. I like the weirdness of it, of course, the bizarre nature of this entire thing, where yeah, the main character has gone through a lot, feeling uneasy, pretty much about everything. And yes, of course, obviously, it's not gonna be easy. It's a horror movie, after all. A good horror movie needs a touch of the bizarre, as you should, because for one, this is a horror movie, and I did like how there was like quite a few different settings, scenery, and whatnot. Because I mean, yes, it's a low budget feature, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to take place mostly just in one location. I mean, yes, typically low production films typically would just have the bare minimum locations, have as few as possible, of course, because filming in different places, lo and behold, it will cost quite a bit of money. But they still manage to have several different locations, whether it's outside or in somebody's house or whatever, I guess. Different interior scenes and different exterior scenes were nicely shot throughout the entire thing. So I guess in that regard, I can't really complain too much, really. So that's definitely a good thing there. I did like how, yes, they want to give this kind of atmosphere tone to it. I mean, granted, yes, of course. I will admit the whole devil thing is overused in horror films. I would definitely admit to that. I mean, I've seen so many horror films over the years, and yes, this whole Satan, Lucifer, hell, the multiple realms of hell, and all that jazz. Yeah, it's overused. I would definitely agree. It's definitely overused in this genre. And yeah, it's kind of annoying actually. So yes, I will admit it's overused. There's so many multitude of devil themed movies. So yeah, it's a bothersome really, and it's something I've seen quite a few times on this genre on a multitude of times really. So yeah. Anyway, slight complaint aside, I think this film definitely isn't too shabby. At least the version I saw anyway. It's a really nice look. I like the visuals. It's really well choreographed and whatnot. It's really well choreographed, of course, and whatnot. The way it feels mysterious. The film feels creepy. It's eerie. And in some ways, it's actually kind of pretty to look at in some ways when it comes to the overall visual. So there was that, of course. So yes, I will recommend this for any serious horror movie fan. Of course, I would definitely say that. Oh, definitely. And I like the overall story. It feels kind of crazy, but whatever the case is, it's definitely a recommendation. I'll give this an overall rating of a 7.0. I think it's a 7.0 10 for me. So of course, as always, thanks for watching. See ya.